Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really going to dig into something. Why do things from the 2000s, these cultural ideas, still feel so, well, present today?
It's a great question. And we're using Uno Tsunehiro's book, The Imagination of the 2000s, as our map, basically.
Right. And our goal here is to figure out how that era's imagination in Japan, especially stuff like Battle Royale, how it ended up in Squid Game, PUBG, all these global hits.
Exactly. So we need to understand the Japanese context first, then look at the key responses and how they kind of spread out.
Okay, let's do it. Where do we start? 1990s Japan?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to go back to the 91 bubble bursting. Japan entered the lost decade.
Right, economic stagnation.
Massive stagnation. And this harsh new reality that just working hard, well, it didn't guarantee success anymore. That was a huge shift. And tied into that was this loss of grand narratives, the big stories society told itself.
Like what? The story of constant growth.
Exactly. Or a unified national path. Then, boom, 1995, the Tokyo subway sarin attack by Aum Shinrikyo.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
And thousands joined that cult, right?
They did. It really symbolized, for many, that meaning itself was just gone. It left this huge void.
So, okay, this void, this loss of direction. How did young people even start to think about the future? What came out of that?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Two really different imaginative paths emerged.
Yeah.
Connected, but different.
Okay.
The first one we can call the hikikomori, or daily life imagination. Think withdrawal.
Withdrawal. Like Neon Genesis Evangelion. EVA.
Spot on. 1995-96. The main character, Shinji.
Yeah.
He's always wrestling with himself, often just refusing to pilot the giant robot.
Yeah, the famous get in the robot Shinji struggle.
Right. It mirrored the societal retreat. There's even this concept, the porcupine dilemma, getting close hurts.
So people pulled back.
Yeah, a desire for acceptance just as is, without striving. Finding small happiness in small stories, not aiming for anything grand, just coping.
Okay, that's one path, the retreat. But you said there were two.
Yes. The other path was much more active, more confrontational. This really kicked in after 2000.
What changed then?
Neoliberal reforms started biting harder. More competition, more individual responsibility being pushed. It felt like act or get left behind.
A survival mode.
Totally. Uno calls it decisionism. This urgent need to just choose something, some value, some belief, just to keep going, to survive.
And the classic example is
Battle Royale, the 1999 novel. High school kids literally forced to kill each other. Brutal, but it captured that feeling.
Okay, so that's the root. How did that evolve?
Look at Death Note, starting 2003. Light Yagami gets this notebook right, kills criminals. He wants to be the god of a new world.
Right, his own brand of justice.
Exactly. And then others appear with their own versions of justice. It becomes this contest, not just about power, but about whose rules, whose strategy wins.
Uno calls it a card game mode.
A card game, meaning it's about cleverness, strategy, not just force.
Precisely. Understanding your opponent's unique skills, their cards, becomes key. And Uno connects this card game idea to what he calls the Sydney's situation, these mobilization games and fan circles.
Yeah, he saw it spreading. Think about online groups rallying around causes, maybe attacking opponents, mobilization games, and fan circles. These intense, sometimes really closed-off online communities both can foster this strong us versus them feeling. Your side is right, their side is wrong. Prove your justice.
Wow. Okay, and this whole battle royale structure, it just went global.
It really did. Hunger Games, Squid Game, PUBG. It resonated because, honestly, similar problems started popping up elsewhere.
Economic anxiety, feeling like you're just a number.
Yeah, social divisions, that sense of emptiness. It made these survival narratives feel very real, unfortunately. So both imaginaries are still with us. Escapism into daily life or facing reality via survival.
But is it always just about fighting? You mentioned some works try to find a way out of the game.
That's a crucial point. Writers like Kuro Kankuro in things like Ikebukuro Westgate Park explore exiting the game by building what they call intermediate communities, focusing on the local, the tangible. The scholar Shang Biao calls it rebuilding the nearby your initial 500 meters.
So creating real connections close to home instead of just fighting abstract battles online.
Exactly. Fostering real community stories, not just isolated survival.
Which brings us back to today. Why do these imaginaries, the retreat and the battle, still hold such sway?
Well, beyond the social factors we discussed, you just can't ignore internet technology.
How does that fit in?
Online communities, right. Tags, algorithms. They naturally group people, but they can also amplify that us versus them thing massively.
Creating echo chambers.
Echo chambers, filter bubbles,
Or,
places where maybe mutual aid gets replaced by, well, a kind of battle royale of mutual abuse, everyone fighting for their viewpoint.
so what's the way forward then, according to Uno? How do we navigate this?
His advice is pretty direct, actually. Two things. First, don't stop thinking. Don't just tune out the problems.
Okay.
And second, literally open the door, get out, experience real places, meet actual people, build relationships in that initial 500 meters, engage with the concrete world around you.
So it's about resisting the pull of just the digital battleground and reconnecting with the physical local community.
That seems to be the core message. It's about grounding yourself.
It's a powerful thought that these ideas born from Japan's struggles actually give us tools to understand our global moment, but also urge us to, well, to step outside and build something real.
Yeah, to actively reach out and, grasp the future ourselves, not just react to it.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.